we're here with Mitchell of MythGo, and we did a shop tour here, what, 3 years ago?
I thought it was like last week, but
seems like it.
Time has flown. Evidently 3 or 4 years has passed.
We were standing here reminiscing for a minute, and I'm like the shop was brand new when we showed up last time, and the house was not here, and now everything is pretty much here, and you have a whole new venture. You're no longer Mitchell's Lawn Care. You're doing a whole different avenue of things. So
a bunch of different stuff. Yeah.
Tell the folks here that are watching, Mitchell, what you're doing, and then we're gonna hop into an updated shop tour here because this thing is totally new.
Mitchell's Lawn Care LLC was the original business. I ran it for 12, 13 years. Shut it down a couple years ago, went a different route. We'll call it a pivot, if you will. Started a new company, MythGo Outdoor Services. I focus more on tractor work, gravel driveway repairs, bush hogging, storm debris cleanup, landscaping, mulch, and rock delivery installs. And I've also got into turf treatments this year. So
Nice.
I can show you some equipment I'm using for doing turf treatment programs. And something I always stayed away from for years just because we didn't have time with my business. But I've pivoted away from mowing for hire, so I'm no longer mowing yards anymore. I'll do one-time cleanups for people, like if a realtor calls and they're like, hey, I need to get this product, this home ready for market, I'll help them out. But,
yeah, photos or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but I'm not, going to Sweet Miss Betty's house every week anymore, mowing her yard. So just going a different route with the business, and I'm loving it. We'll show you some things on the inside and the outside, equipment that I'm using now. So I'm excited to show you guys. And then, your jealous plug, they came here to see the gym, so we'll show you that as well. All right, you guys, so this is a Renegade steel building. It's 50 by 60. That is the dimensions of the actual pad on the concrete pad, 50 by 60. So along this right side and left side is the 60-foot dimension, and then the front and the back will be the 50. On this right side of the building is the lean-to, and this is a 12 by 60 lean-to, where clearly I house all of the land pride attachments that I use. And I'm not gonna have to go, I don't wanna go into every single one, but some of this is seasonal. Like we had a garden tiller, a core aerator, which are seasonal attachments. And then the stuff in the center I use the most, which is the front buckets for the tractors and box blade grading scraper. So these are the two that I use to do my gravel driveway repairs. And then down towards the end, I've got a bush hog, grapples, and all that stuff. So this is literally just, tractor attachment area.
I need to get myself a box blade right now for my skid loader. Driveway needs some repair.
They're great for it, as well as the grading scrapers. So this is where I keep all that. And I do want to say something. So if you're going to be building a steel building for yourself too, something I learned after the fact, and it kind of bit us in the butt once construction was already done, but I wanted a 12-foot lean-to. I wanted a 12-foot space from the walls. But what the salesman, and you can show right here, Savannah, the 12-foot measurement is not from the wall to here.
It's the outside.
It's the outside.
Oh.
Okay, so keep that in mind when you're building, okay? If you do a steel building, punch out a little bit further, so if you want 12 feet, go 13, 14,
yeah.
Okay? Because from that wall to here is not 12 feet, so. Oof. That was a learning experience.
Well, you got to make mistakes to learn, right?
That's the truth. So we'll step on in the house.
So guys, you're about to be completely blown away. Mitchell takes shops and shop cleanliness and pride to a whole new level for most shops. And I'll tell you right now, I'm jealous still to this day. We came here 3 years ago, whatever it's been, and it's just as beautiful as that day. So Mitchell, great job, and you should be very proud of what you built here.
I am, man. I take a lot of pride in it, and I don't have a shop vac in here for no reason, so it gets used all the time. So I'm always in here vacuuming up dirt and spider webs, and I'm getting under the workbenches. Some people call me crazy. I just call myself clean.
Yeah.
So the shop gets used. I mean, you can look at the tables in here and tell. I mean, there's stains and marks and scuffs and gouge marks. Like the shop gets used, but I take care of it.
Yeah.
Because let's face it. Somebody else will be in this building one day, and I want it to be in good shape for them to do whatever the heck they want to do in it.
Mitchell shared a very unique story here earlier when we were just chit-chatting, and he said, like, every stain and divot and everything, he can remember exactly the project he was working on or what job he was doing, and I thought that was really cool. And he said that he remembered that from, you know, his dad and his grandpa's shop. So
Yeah.
I think it's true. You know, your shop is your personality, and someday when it's not your shop and it's somebody else's shop, they're going to come in here and add their personality and their memories to it as well. But
it has character. That's what
Absolutely.
I said. That was my word for describing it. It has character. So my neighbor right next door has got a little building out in his backyard, and same thing. You walk into it and you don't have to say anything. The building talks, you know, and eventually this thing's going to talk. So.
I think it's talking to me, and I'm hearing a lot of "Take me home, Sean. Take me home."
but organization is very important with me. You know, clearly there's some stuff here because I just took delivery of the tractor here behind me, so there's some bits and pieces here on the table that I've got to find a place for. But you know, starting with the Omni wall going around the workbenches was huge for me to have. I mean, they are king with organization, you know, and we talked about this the last time you were here.
Yeah.
Omni wall is in my opinion only like top tier, top shelf when it comes to like workbench organization, garage organization, because you can put this product anywhere you've got a wall, you can put this product, and it's you know, made of steel. It's not plastic, it's not cardboard or particle board. You know, it's going to stand the test of time, and you can get it in multiple colors. But I love that. I've even got a section of it in my garage at the house.
That's awesome.
So
it definitely sets the standard, I guess you could say, for the rest of the shop as soon as you come in.
Oh yeah. But if you want, we can dive into kind of like what's in the shop.
Yeah. So last time we were here, there were a lot more mowers.
Yeah.
And a few other toys, I guess you could say. And now you got tractors.
Yeah, so the shop, the stuff in the shop and the actual, you know, structure of the shop has changed considerably since you guys were here last. I've added these two Kubota tractors. So the one that Sean is next to over there that's left, that's the Grandale 4760. That is my personally owned tractor. That's what I use to do all of my gravel driveway repairs, all the big jobs. So it's a 47 horse cab tractor. And then this one right here is brand new. I just took delivery of this, I believe about a week ago. This is a brand new LX 2620. So the 20 series is brand new for Kubota. This is a 26 horsepower open cab or open platform tractor. It's got the BH77 backhoe on the back. And I say that's my tractor for a reason over there, because this one is not my tractor. This is on loan to me for the next 12 months from Kubota. I've got a partnership with them, so they're a great group to work with. So I'm excited about using this one. I've got a lot of bells and whistles on it. I tried to check a lot of the blocks when I was ordering it. I've already got a couple messages when I showed this thing that why in the heck would you get a backhoe with turf tires instead of like ag tires or R4 industrial tires that are a little bit beefier. And the reason why this tractor is going to live on turf more than anything.
Okay.
And these turf tires are called turf tires for a reason. They're a lot easier going on your finished lawns.
Not as aggressive.
Yeah. So, you know, I can, you know, I always use Miss Betty as an example, but I can drive on Miss Betty's yard and, you know, plant some trees or whatever. And I don't have to plan in my project turf repair.
Yeah.
Okay. So turf tires are a wonderful thing. You know, this is not going to be a construction tractor, so I'm not going to be in, you know, swampy, muddy areas. I just don't do that kind of stuff. So turf tires are the reason I went this route. Yeah, let's keep diving on in here.
There's a lot to unpackage here, guys. So
Yeah.
Stay with us.
So in the center of the shop, right here, this was the very first tractor I ever bought. This is the Yanmar SA424. It's not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. Next to it is the Toro Spraymaster, their ride-on spreader sprayer. We love the Toro group, as I know you guys do as well.
Yeah.
So this was sent to me from Toro a year ago.
This is a nice unit.
It's an awesome unit, and it's a Frankenstein machine. So it's crazy what it can do. And when it showed up, it was very overwhelming. with the amount of stuff that you can adjust on it, the dials, the switches, and the calibrations and all that stuff. But I have since figured it out. It's not as overwhelming as it used to be. But if you're, you know, venturing into the world of turf treatments, the Spray Masters series from Toro, they have several different ones. You know, the 20, the 40, the 60. It's a great sprayer. It's built well, built like a tank, and just an overall awesome unit. So I do a lot with that thing. I go out 6-7 times a year treating.
Nice.
Yep, and use it on my own property here. So
Heck yeah.
this building is work and play. Clearly, this is a project with the Tupperware hanging out of the trunk, but this is Hannah's 1978 Pontiac Trans Am Gold Eagle Edition. Mouthful. But it's a project that we are currently working on, because I told her as soon as this thing landed in my shop, the time was ticking, because it is taking up real estate. And it's a little tight in here right now because this car is sitting in here. But we're hoping to have this thing rolling down the road looking pretty in about a year. But this was her dream car, and it's just a project that I can't wait to see finished, and I love that I can be a part of it and support her. So
That's really cool.
Yeah, but that's what this is. It will one day be a 1978 Trans Am.
Nice.
So,
Gotta love the old school stuff.
yeah.
And we didn't even see this earlier. We went through this whole thing and completely missed a brand new mower,
Yeah,
guys.
brand new, spanking new. I think it's got 2.8 hours. You can smell the new car on it.
Hasn't even had its first oil change.
No,
And this is their diesel, you said?
This is yeah. So, well, yeah, when you're walking around, watch out. It's a little tight in here. So walk around at your own risk. But this is a brand new Kubota ZD 1211. This has the aerodynamic cutting system deck on it. Kubota makes a really, really awesome deck. And it has a 3-cylinder Kubota diesel. I'll show it to you real quick. So this is a 3-cylinder diesel engine. It's 24.8 horsepower, which for this big of a mower, you know, a lot of guys that don't know about diesel engines, you may think that's not a lot of horsepower these days for, you know, because these 40 horsepower mowers that are out there.
Right.
That's not a lot of horsepower, but anybody that knows anything about diesel, torque is king.
Right.
Okay, not horsepower. So there's higher torque numbers and values on this engine than that of a gas mower. So really, really sweet unit. I mean, it's literally set up like a little car back here. I mean, it's got a legit radiator and everything. So really, just really
I was thinking, is this a stabilizer bar?
Yeah, yeah.
You're getting some real torque back here.
Yeah, so it's a sweet unit. Again, part of my partnership with Kubota, I'll have this for 12 months along with the tractor. So they'll swap them out every year as long as we stay friends. So I'm looking forward to using this. And unfortunately, you know, I'm not out mowing, you know, the bigger properties anymore. So I'm not really going to put this engine to test, you know, because I'm not out mowing, you know, 2-foot tall grass anymore. I'm mowing my own property. So
yeah.
It's a sweet mower. It's smooth. Oh, I do want to show you something on this thing. So something I really, Savannah, go around front. I'll show you this. So it's got pedals to control the lowering and raising the deck.
Okay.
So it's all hydraulic. So
Wow.
it's almost cheating.
Yeah. That's fast too.
Yeah. Really neat option. I thought that was really cool. And it's got a pivoting arm. I just did a video on this the other day on my YouTube channel. It's about a 3-4 minute video.
Tell them what your YouTube channel is, Mitchell, just so they can check anything else out more in detail.
So I do have a YouTube channel, and it's at Mythgo_outdoor, as well as my Instagram account. But it's got a pivot arm on the front. So this whole arm right here, you can take these pins out, pull this bar over, and you just crank it. And this arm will pivot, and it jacks the front of the mower up to where you can service the blades, clean the mower deck,
Wow.
and then literally just crank it back down. So it's all, you know,
all integrated.
yeah, all integrated unit.
That's sweet.
You know, so I thought this was really cool, especially for, you know, business owners that have got, you know, crews out in the field or city municipalities, things like that. If something happens out in the field, and I mean like out in the field, like you're out in the middle of nowhere,
right?
You know, you don't need to worry about getting a jack out of the truck or going back to the shop. You can, you know, if you run over something, you can service them all right there.
Yeah.
You know, so it saves time and money.
Blade swaps.
Yeah.
Belts, anything.
And another cool feature, not to like make this whole video about this mower.
No, I love it.
It's got these swivel casters for scalp wheels, and instead of a like fixed scalp wheel that's welded into the deck. But from what I can gather what that is, I'm still learning a lot about this mower. What I can gather what that is, there's actually some suspension capabilities with this arm. It will flex.
Okay.
Okay. And in doing so, the deck stays fixed. So it would create like a, if this flex and then the deck stays point, you got to be careful because you would scalp the heck out of the yard if you're mowing lower. And having a swivel caster allows the mower deck to move with the land as far as the pivot arm is concerned, and you don't actually like gouge the yard.
I've seen it on like golf course maintenance mowers and stuff like that. Yeah, it really helps out a lot there with scalping. Yep.
But overall, just a sweet unit. I've seen these things on trailers for years. In my first time using a diesel mower, so I'm hooked. I love it. And my favorite color is orange, so it's like a win-win, you know?
And hey guys, real quick, there's a lot in the background. If you see something you got a question about, drop a comment. I'll do my best to answer it, or if Mitchell gets a chance, he'll answer it. And yeah, like I said, follow his YouTube channel and get more in detail of everything he's got going on here. This is gonna be like literally tearing a little piece of the Band-Aid off of a wound.
Back over here, more equipment. And I usually don't have this area as packed in as I do, as it is right now, but like I said, the Trans Am has taken up some real estate, but just hitting on some high notes. This is a top dresser from Ecolawn. It's the Eco 250, and it's great for top dressing. So in the background over there, that is the First Products aerator. So that goes behind the tractor. And if guys don't know what an aerator is, it's got solid tines on it. So imagine a core plug aerator with solid tines instead of cores, and then it goes in the ground and it just shakes violently. And the key word for that is it fractures the soil. So it increases your seed to soil germination rates, and it is a wonderful machine for hard, compacted ground.
Nice.
So I'm sure you got it where y'all live.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got a place that's, you know, just almost like the dirt's like concrete.
Yep.
This machine will break it up, and it's got a seed box on top, and it will drop the seed down in front. So it puts the seed down on the ground, and then it fractures the soil behind it, and then your seed is where it needs to be.
So you're not pulling a plug, you're actually just you're pounding.
You're beating the ground to death and breaking it up, like pulverizing it. So it doesn't pull a core at all.
Heck yeah.
Push mower, jack, and then like I said, it's kind of tight, but this is just a utility room. I'm not going to bore you with that. There's some weed eaters in there, chainsaws, a shelving unit.
Previous like video, this was not here, but he talked about this room. Yeah. And it's just for all the miscellaneous little things. So.
Well, I'll show you real quick, because the guys are, oh, you didn't show, it wasn't full disclosure. What's he got in there? So
that's where he's hiding all the bodies.
Yeah, it's just tight. Come on in, Savannah. There you go. So this is all the extra stuff. So got the cart mates and tillers, core plugger, table saw, all the unsightly unmentionables that you didn't want to hang out everywhere. So there, full disclosure.
Full disclosure. What year's your truck?
2019.
2019.
Yeah. So it doesn't get driven as much. You know, I'm a full-time law enforcement officer, so you know my vehicles sit more than most folks. So yeah, I keep it on battery tenders, so the hood's up. There's nothing wrong with it, but I keep, you know, batteries are expensive, so I keep it on battery tenders while it's sitting here. So, and like any video, when you start recording, there's airplanes and all the trains and your neighbors using chainsaws, and you know, so if you
real life out here. Should I walk over and ask them to knock that off?
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll go over well, right?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that.
No, so, absolutely not. It's kind of like if you've seen the gym videos where guys are recording working out and somebody walks in front of them, they get all upset. Like, what are you doing? Like you're in a public gym.
Yeah.
We're outside here. You can't,
Yeah.
So what is this, Mitchell?
So this is new. This was a project that I worked on over the winter time this past year. So this is my spray trailer, and I've got a 325 gallon tank, and this is for freshwater only. So I do not do any chemical mixing, nothing.
Nice.
This is freshwater only. And some guys may wonder why, because it would be easier if I just went ahead and mixed everything and then just filled the sprayer up with that. However, it wouldn't allow me to offer a mobile watering service. So
I like that.
Everything that I do, I try to make it kind of twofold, threefold. I try to do more with the same, you know. So keeping this freshwater only, there are opportunities that, you know, if a subcontractor is installing a flower bed at the entrance of a HOA or something like that, there's no water source and they need to water it in, they can call me. I've got 325 gallons of water. I can water in their new plants, okay? And that's gonna save them money down the road from having to replace, you know, dead plants.
Absolutely.
You know, so I have the option of doing that, plus just having this fresh water on hand. You know, it's endless what I can do with it. You know, if I'm out and about and something happens to the sprayer and like I spill chemicals or I spill stuff, I can clean up.
Yeah.
You know, so I've got a fresh water source.
Hey, and you're prepping, you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Stuff hits the fan, you got 300 gallons of fresh water.
I got 300 gallons of fresh water already. So I hooked it up with, I did it battery powered instead of having a gas powered pump.
I saw you have solar on here.
Yeah, so, and the reason I did that is because I've got enough to take care of in there. You know, I've got enough oil changes and filters, and I mean, you saw it.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want this to be another source of maintenance. Okay. So going the electric route, I've got an Optima Marine battery in a toolbox with a solar panel on it so it stays charged all the time. And it powers this Walrus electronic water pump. So I just flipped this switch right here and installed like a RV style switch or a battery kill switch. So I turn this on, it activates the whole system, okay? And then just, and you heard it, okay? So it tripped it because there's no water flow in it right now. But, so I hit the switch and then I've got water. And I went with a big heavy duty, like 3/4 inch hose from King Sprayer, so.
I know one person that's watching this right now. I'm very intrigued. My buddy Noah, he does a lot of watering,
Really?
watering flowers. And he has a truck, but he has a tank on the back of a flatbed truck. And he literally sits in the truck and drives with the wand and sprays from the truck.
That's
but
awesome.
I mean, it's a massive facility. Yeah, and that's all, he gets paid to do that, water flowers.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that's what I was planning on doing with this. So I just, you know, be multifaceted, but it's got a side gate on it. Clearly the Spraymaster 60 that you just saw.
Yep.
I drive that up on the front. So the Spraymaster sits up there. And then I still have a little bit of room back here. I went with a 14-foot trailer instead of anything bigger or smaller, I should say, because I wanted to have room back here for when it's time to do fall treatments, like your core aeration, your seeding and stuff like that. I can take the Spraymaster with me, which is my ride-on spreader. So it's, you know, quicker, the lazy man's approach. But back here, I've got room to put my core plugger. So I've got you may have seen it in the little closet in there. I've got a Orion Lawn Air 5, so I can put my core plugger back here, and I'm self-sufficient.
You have everything on one trailer.
Yeah, and I put a blower rack on here, so I've got, you know, only time I have a blow on here is if I'm doing like granular stuff, so I can blow the sidewalk off. So I got a blower rack, and then I've got 2 backpack sprayer racks, so if I'm doing spot treatments.
Okay.
So anytime I roll out, I've got my backpacks with me also to, you know, treat specialty stuff. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, but this is my new spray rig for Mythical Outdoor Services.
Ton of valuable information here, guys. I know not everybody's going to be into sprayers or into tractors or into shops, but there's going to be something in this video for every single person, and you just might have to watch the full video to find that valuable part. But if you're into spraying or watering, that right there in and of itself made this video worth your time. So I think there was a lot of valuable information there, just sharing why you keep it freshwater, you know, why you do this whole trailer setup the way you do it. Yeah. So,
and I can't take credit for the, you know, in this industry, it's all networking is huge.
Absolutely.
Right? And a gentleman out there in the social media land, reached out to me when I was talking about doing this, because I put out a video on my Instagram account, you know, and he is the guy that said, keep it fresh water. Otherwise, I would have been mixing all my chemicals in here, and it would have been quicker if I'm out and about, because then I don't have to mix so many times.
Yep.
But just having the fresh water in here was that gentleman's idea, and it's Ole Pool, good buddy of mine. He actually lives a few counties over, but you know, the power of these videos is amazing, you know. And if you see something in the shop, or, you know, we're not done yet, but like you said before, if you've got any questions or comments, you know, leave them down below in this video, and then I'll try to monitor it the best I can.
Yeah.
So, and help people out, or just reach out to me direct, whatever. So, but yeah.
It's kind of like a book. You know, a book is a lot of folks' history, you know, their life and experiences. This is your book.
It is.
But it's just on video on a different platform. So everybody consumes differently, but as long as you're getting more information and more value, you can learn from a lot of people's mistakes and save yourself a lot of time, like the 12-foot beams that are 11-foot, and you really don't have a 12-foot awning.
Yeah, I really don't have a 12-foot, yeah.
That was a valuable lesson you paid.
Yeah, so I hope I can save y'all some aggravation. So,
yeah.
Since we're back here, this is the back side of the shop that nobody ever sees, and this is the area where I turn around, and you know, with the trailer, the truck and the trailer and things like that, so it gives me room to spin around in here. And I kept it gravel for a reason. So if you saw out front, there is asphalt.
Yep.
But I kept this gravel for the simple fact of turning with trailer tires, because, you know, they don't turn, they skid and slide and everything else. Okay. Well, on gravel, it being a loose aggregate surface, it's not going to wear my tires out. You know, for one, always turning around back here, and then two, it's not going to eat the asphalt up.
Right.
So I left it gravel back here for just a simple fact of, you know, saving asphalt and saving tires. So maybe another little nugget of information. So.
Yeah, absolutely. On your trucks and trailers, if you're ever wondering why one side of your tires are a lot more bald than the other, it's because you're turning probably more ways one way than the other.
Yeah.
If you swap them out, change your tires around, that could save you a little bit.
Yeah. And you know, this detail right here, I believe it was in your original video when you guys stopped by a few years ago. If you're going to build a shop, even if you never use it, put a door on the back.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, a drive-through is worth its weight in gold. You know, not having to back a trailer in.
Absolutely.
Like, I never have to back a trailer into this building, which is beautiful. I just come straight through and pull straight out. When you're speccing your building, you know, I don't know where you're putting it on your property, but I would highly recommend a, you know, a back door.
Yep.
You know, that you can drive through. So
for sure,
worth its weight in gold.
For sure.
Let's go see the fun stuff.
I think it's all fun. It's just what kind of fun you want to have.
Yeah. And you know, 800-pound elephant in the room. I got a new boat. So this is a Barletta. L23M. So it's.
So a lot of people think pontoons are slow. Some of them can get up and move.
Well, okay. Well, so I know you can't see it, but you know, Savannah can kind of maybe pan out and show you.
Out of the way.
But so I'm of the philosophy more power is better.
Yeah.
Right. So I was, you know, blessed enough to. I'm gonna say this. Let me say this. When you buy a boat, the money is in the engine. That's where all the money is. Okay. So I was blessed enough to be able to put that on the back. That's a 300 horsepower V8.
Nice.
So this is not Grandpa's pontoon boat. It'll get up and scoot. So Barletta is a newer brand of boat in the grand scheme of things. It's a luxury pontoon lineup. So it's super sweet. I never saw myself ever buying a pontoon boat, but let's face it, you know, I'm not getting any younger. You know, wakeboarding and stuff like that, I could just see breaking bones, and, you know, so we slowed things down to a degree, and it's a big old party pad, man. We can get, you know, 6, 8, 10 people in this thing, spend the whole day on the water, and just have a good old time, and, you know, enjoy the fruits of our labor. You know, I mean, we don't do all this for nothing.
Absolutely.
So, you know.
You ever have those epiphany moments in your life? Somebody might say something, or you see something, and you're just like, holy, like this connects. And I had one of these probably about 2 weeks ago. So a newer friend of mine from Travel Ball, his name's Mike. He's an excavator. He does, you know, septic systems and stuff. And we're sitting talking one night, and it's really late, and you know, he knows I'm a go-getter. I dabble in a lot. A lot of us do. We do a lot of work. And he looked at me, he said, Sean, you know, you're working a little too much. and he's like, you know, you need to enjoy life a little more. And it kind of, you know, I know that, but like we think we all got forever, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, you know, he's had some buddies and stuff pass away pretty young, and you know, they were go-getters too. And he looks at me and he goes, nobody ever got to the end of the road and said, I wish I worked more. Mm-hmm. And that, for some reason, man, it was like a dagger in the heart. And like, you know what? At the end of the day, nobody, when you get on your deathbed and it's all said and done, nobody's going to say, man, I really wish I'd have worked more. Mm-hmm. You know, you're going to be like, man, I wish I'd have spent more time with family. I wish I'd have lived a little more. I wish I'd have had a little more fun or enjoyed the fruits of our labor.
And then definitely that. I joke with, I don't have kids, but I joke with my niece and nephew that, and they're old enough to comprehend and talk back, and it's fun. But I joke with them. I was like, you know, Uncle Mitchell, you know, we got all this stuff, you know, so we can have fun, but I'm not leaving you a dime, just so you know that. You know, I'm gonna burn it all, so I'm taking it with me.
Heck,
and my little niece was like, that's not very nice. So it's funny. So, but enjoy your time while you're here, and don't apologize for it.
Nope.
So this is all new. The mezzanine, all of this. I know this was not here when you guys were here last, so everything here, up here, the rooms, all of this is all new construction from when you guys were here. And they're 18 by 25 foot rooms. So we got a weight room on the bottom floor, a cardio room up top, and we'll show you that. But then, you know, I know guys will ask, like, what's up with the license plates? So I am a North Carolina State Trooper, and we have permanent tags that are issued every single year, and the trooper gets to keep the tag that is issued to them.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
From day one, when I was a rookie in 2006, each year I've gotten a new tag, and they go down in number. So all of the white and blue tags are issued to me. So the tag that I had last on my car was SHP 692, and the tag that is on my vehicle now, when it's time to replace it in February, I'll put that tag up here. Huh. So over the course of our career, we get to save our tags, which is really neat.
That is cool.
And if Savannah can show it, there's a tag from 2017, number 1049. That's a little different than the rest.
Got dents in it.
Yeah, it's a little crumpled up. And I was victim to a lady ran off the road. She hydroplaned. I was on the side of the road investigating an accident, pouring down rain, and she hydroplaned and hit me and like crushed the back of my car. So
and you were in the car?
I was sitting in the car.
Okay.
So I got you know, some minor injuries. I was out of work for a little bit. Obviously I'm okay, still here. But that was the tag that was on that patrol car.
Wow.
So pretty. I mean, I hate that I had to experience it, but that's why that one's a little bit different than the rest.
Yeah.
So something I will.
And what year was that?
That was it was actually early 2018. I know it's a 2017.
So pretty
tag.
recent. Last 6 years.
It was. I'll never forget it. Clearly, it was Super Bowl Sunday 2018.
Really?
Yep.
I've known you a long time, but I didn't know about that one.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, man. So just something to remember things by.
Right.
Sticker swap.
Oh yeah, those were big for a while. Nobody really talks about sticker swaps anymore.
Yeah, watch Trader. Yeah, and I've kind of gotten away from it. For one, I don't have space anymore. You know.
Our refrigerator broke, so all the stickers went to the garbage can.
Really?
Unfortunately,
Oh, goodness.
We had some magnets that people had sent, you know. But yeah, if you're gonna do that, do magnets.
Yeah, it was hot and heavy there for a while, and don't show the back of the box because there's some inappropriate ones.
He hides those. So this is awesome, guys.
This is why they came.
Yes.
It wasn't to see me, it was to see Jim.
I just wanted to get a workout in.
Welcome to Hannah and I's gym. This is the no pain, no gain space. And I said earlier, this is the weight room. So this is where all of the dumbbells are. We've got 5 all the way up to 100, which is you don't see that at home gyms.
You don't even see this in most 5-star hotels.
So, you know, and if someone tuning into this video is tuning in only for the gym, okay, I know there's a lot of nuggets in this one.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're tuning in only for the gym, home gym, you don't have to have everything you see to work out. You don't have to have 5 to 100, because I'm going to tell you right now, dumbbells are stupid expensive.
Yep.
Stupid expensive. So, you know, I would recommend 5 to 50, 5 to 40, and then maybe get, you know, a couple extra pair after that if you know you're going to use them.
Right.
Okay. Hannah and I work out quite heavily, no pun intended, but we're not trying to, you know, be big, you know, huge muscle bound people, but we do use the dumbbells. And even the lightweight, so the 5 to 10 pounds, you know, it's not just for females. I use the 5 and 10 pounds all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing like different like rotator cuff movements and stuff like that. So the lightweight stuff is just as important as your heavier stuff. So, but you know, you normally don't see that.
No ego lifting in your own gym.
No. So try to minimize injury.
Unless you want to impress yourself in here with an injury.
No. But everything in here is commercial grade quality. So, you know, Hoist and Life Fitness, Nautilus. I mean, names that you see in, you know, your big gyms. Something that's very important with home gyms is a functional trainer. So that's this. So a good functional trainer, the things that you can do with this are endless. I mean, you put a bench in front of it, a chair in front of it. I mean, literally, a lot of the machines in here are obsolete because of just this thing right here.
Right.
You know, so if you have only space enough in your gym for one thing, get a functional trainer. You know, and this is a great compact unit from Nautilus. It's not too tall. You know, we have 9-foot ceilings in here, and I did that for a reason too. So if you're constructing a space, if I wanted it, you know, I'm 6'2", so if I have a barbell with a 45-pound plate on it and I push it above my head, I didn't want to hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why we went 9 feet. But just the stuff that you need to think about. This is a power rack, another, you know, multi-function, you know, piece of equipment. If you've got the space for another thing, having something that's multi-function like this is huge too, because you can, you know, move these racks anywhere, and you can bench press, you can squat, do pull-ups. It's got all of the loops and pins and things to do band work, you know, for the bands.
This is my next goal, but I don't have the height in my basement.
Gotcha.
So
they make shorter ones.
They do, but it still wouldn't allow me to do what I want.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you can do a power rack, I definitely recommend one. If you've got the ceiling for it.
Yeah.
But definitely that, because I'm sure you've probably got the room for that.
It's close.
Really?
Yeah, it's close.
So
my basement's older.
6'2", so it's probably 6'4",
yeah.
6'5". So
yeah, I think it would be close.
yeah, and then, you know, don't forget about the little stuff. You know, like all the pulls and bars and, you know,
belts,
straps and all that stuff. You know, so I'm not gonna lie. You know, shameless plug. I got 90% of this stuff from Amazon.
Nice.
Okay, it's amazing what's on Amazon if you just search fitness equipment.
Absolutely.
But like most of that came from Amazon. And the guy that I bought all this stuff from, he ships nationwide, so even it would even be good for you guys. It's Super Fitness used and new gym equipment out of Burlington, North Carolina. So he ships all over the country. He furnishes gyms all over the country.
Nice.
But just a great guy, Steven Harvalis. He just an all around great guy. So he's who we got all the equipment from. Each space is heated and cooled, to climate controlled, which was huge for us. You know, it gets hot in the shop, you know, and you don't want to just suffocate out here. So the rooms are insulated. We do have mini splits in each space. So definitely something that's very important. You got to have heat and AC. So
absolutely
something to think about. And Stinky Pete. Look at
Stinky Pete.
Clearly, we have the pet stuff in here, so pets are important. They go where we go.
Pets are just as important. Those are your kids.
Yeah. Let me get him, because we're going to shut him up.
This is really cool, Mitchell. Thank you for showing us it.
This is just a little storage area. It's a chaotic mess too, but you know, where I keep all the bottles and extra stuff and ratchet straps and just little odd and end stuff. So this is just a little storage area. Every shop or garage space needs one.
For sure.
Let's go upstairs.
Go ahead, babe.
So up here is the second floor. This is the mezzanine, and another extension of the gym area where we do plyometric stretching, body weight workouts. We've got a prowler over there, or a sled, whatever you want to call it. So you can push the prowler back and forth, and I forgot the dimensions, which I should know them, but I forgot it. But from that end to the door of the gym, you can get in, I think it's 12 walking lunges.
Okay.
So if you're doing walking lunges or farmer carries or whatever, farm carries, it's a good space to do that too. So
very cool.
And you know, everything is not placed, so we've got holiday storage and stuff like that to get crap out of the house. So
mezzanines in buildings are something new that I kind of learned during my shop research, and Mark Bradley, the owner of Element Software, shared it with me. He would do a smaller print shop and then use the roof space, you know, the height, and he would bring in these, I don't remember what the company was called, but they would add mezzanines, and they were pretty much like pop-up units, and you could put them in any building, and they would have office space and everything else. And I know you mentioned this added a ton of extra square footage. What did this up here just add for your overall square footage?
So, you know, like a home, I'd have to do the math, I'm not prepared on this,
right?
But in a home, you only add, what is it, heated and cooled space.
Yep.
Right, so that's the only additional space. So the actual mezzanine, I haven't added the whole floor space addition, but the shop itself, the footprint of the shop is 3,000 square feet, 50 by 60. We are just shy of 3,400 square feet with the stuff that we added. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, would that go up with the actual like added floor space? Yes, but I haven't done the dimensions, haven't done the math. But I want to hit on something, and we may have done this in your last video, I can't remember. The original plan for my building was to be 60 by 60. So the building was actually going to be 3,600 square footprint. Okay. But I found out very quickly, concrete is expensive.
Absolutely.
Okay? So I could not afford all of it. So I had to trim, okay? And I was actually going to do 12-foot eaves. These are 16. So from the ground to that beam right there is 16 feet.
Okay.
I was going to do 60 by 60 with 12-foot eaves and not have as much, you know, second floor space, okay? But when I made the building smaller and reduced the footprint, I went up.
Nice.
Okay, which was cheaper, 100%.
Yep.
Same thing with our house.
Yep.
You know, decrease your footprint and go up, okay? So that's what we did here. Good food for thought.
Yep.
And it allowed us to have this space up here, which we probably wouldn't have had in the bigger building.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have had this, we wouldn't have the room.
Down.
Yeah. We wouldn't have the room. Now that it's all been done, guys always ask me, what would you have done differently? Well, we covered the lean-to, okay? I would have done more outside the lean-to. And what would I have done different in here? I would have taken my eave height a little bit higher.
Really? Even more than 16?
Yeah, I would have probably gone 18.
Okay.
Okay. Just for the simple fact, you'll see when we get into the cardio room, it has a drop ceiling, okay? Because we know we've gone up to these beams,
yep.
Okay? So I would have gone up another 2 foot, and it's simply because of me. I'm 6'2",
yeah.
Okay? I can't get up against that wall
now he's putting
in there.
My size out there. Let me stand up more high.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not short herself, is she?
5'8",
Okay,
5'9".
I'm sure. I'm 5'2".
Yeah.
Oh God. I have that problem.
But I would have gone a little bit higher. So just for the simple fact of being in this room, and you'll see when we go in there. So just some little nuggets of information.
For sure.
But let's go. Yeah. So obviously this is for Mitchell, okay? Because these beams are sharp. And if I'm walking over here, I didn't want to, you know,
he's not taking a nap.
Knock my noggin off. So the pool noodles are for me.
And just pan around here real quick. You can see, just looking out here from where we're standing, how much room is still above all the equipment.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
so I will. You can get the exclusive information, because nobody else knows this hot topic right off the press. So I'm going to eventually plan. No one else knows. So this is Spencer information only. I'm eventually going to build another mezzanine over above where the boat is. Okay. So from the end over there where Stinky Pete the cat is walking, we're going to do some steps that go up and over that big center door.
Oh, nice.
So you'll be able to walk over a walkway, go down another set of steps, and then there'll be another mezzanine over there that you can only access from here. So it's going to be a nice little hike, but it'll be a cool little space, and I'll do some couches and some chairs, and it'll be like a legit like little hangout area. I'll put a fan above it, but we're going to do another mezzanine over there. So and to utilize this void, this space.
All of it.
Yep. So
very cool.
Pretty neat.
The great thing is Mitchell, it's your building, and you get to do with it what you want.
Do whatever I want.
And they can do with it whatever they want.
Anybody that's just tuning in that may have missed the other video, This is a 14-foot industrial fan. It's by High Performance Fan Company. Great company to work with. They really know what they're doing. They spend time doing R&D. But this building would be, in the heat, what do they call it, the dog days of summer?
Yeah.
This building would be, even insulated, this building would be unbearable without that thing. It's amazing. This fan alone can reduce the temperature in this building by like 15 degrees.
It feels nice in here.
So,
And I don't know what it is outside, probably mid 80s.
yep. They're really cool because another, was it shameless, selfless plug, whatever, anyways, but they'll do custom colors. Orange is not one of their normal colors they offer in fans, but
Okay.
They will do custom colors. Orange is my favorite color, so they custom powder coated that one orange for me. I know it's tough to see because it's spinning, but the little foils on the end of the blades are orange also.
Yeah. It's quiet.
Yep. And I mean, you're never this close to these things,
Yeah.
so you can hear the electric motor on it. They're not designed for you to be like 3 feet from it, but but it is quiet, and I believe this fan and they're not cheap. Anything you put the word commercial or industrial to anything, what happens? The price goes up, right?
Well, I think our audience at this point, Mitchell, understands there's nothing cheap about this building or what's in this building.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But if you're wanting a fan, this one, a 14-foot industrial fan, is gonna run you anywhere from probably $4,500 to $6,000.
Okay.
Not cheap, but watch my language, a heck of a lot cheaper than a like full-blown like HVAC system.
Absolutely. Behind door number 30.
All right, you guys, so this is the continuation of Hannah and I's home gym. This is the cardio room, and we chose to do this as a cardio room because, for one, we're not on the concrete floor anymore. This is floor joists, so we kept a lot of the heavy stuff downstairs on the concrete pad. So I mean, some of the stuff's not light, but there's not as much weight up here,
right,
machine-wise. If people nerd out with construction, we did double on 16 for the floor joists. So instead of like a normal home construction that's like single on 16, they got a floor joist every 16 inches.
Yep.
This is doubled. So we have 2 floor joists every 16 inches. So we literally like doubled the weight capacity that we could put on this floor.
Nice.
So by no means are we at capacity, but I don't want to be.
Yeah.
But just something, if you're building a gym, to think about. You need to think about the weight that you're going to put on that floor, because you don't want all of this to end up down there one day.
Right. Or start sagging or buckling.
Yep. So double on 16. And but all your cardio pieces, we've got 2 row machines, and people pick on us for that. Why do we need 2 row machines? One's mine and one's Hannah's, because her and I work out together. And with a row machine, you have to set the foot things up to fit your feet, small feet, big feet, whatever. Like I said, Hannah and I work out together most days, so we both can get on a rower at the same time.
And you can compete.
Yeah, 100%. She always wins. So, I'm not gonna lie, but we've got the spin bike and the Airdyne. This thing right here was my pride and joy. So I loved arc trainers at the big gyms, the commercial gyms. So this was a splurge, and the most expensive piece up here, but something I really wanted to have, because I'm not a fan of like the true ellipticals. I've just never liked them. I haven't, but I always liked the arc trainers. So I told myself, if I can't have anything else up here, I want to have an arc trainer. But it's a really, really cool piece. I don't do much running and jogging because I get shin splints very easily.
Okay.
So this helps prevent that. We do have a treadmill, so if Hannah wants to walk, run, jog, I get on it every now and then. But we do have a Star Trek treadmill, so I think that's kind of a staple in most gyms. So I want to hit on something here. This is not a cat condo, but it is in fact called a reverse hyper. So this is from Westside Barbell, and if you have any kind of lower back pain, lower back injuries, anything like that, I'm not a doctor. This is not a medical plug. Don't hold me to this.
Yep.
Don't call the federal government on me or Sean or Savannah. Disclosure, disclosure, disclaimer. You get where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
okay?
talk to your doctor.
Talk to your doctor, not Mitchell. But this has been proven to like heal and recuperate a lot of lower back problems. Just this machine alone. You know, we got to talking about it off camera.
Yeah, definitely on my order list.
Yeah, I highly recommend this. And it folds up, it's compact, it like can go against the wall, but it's called the reverse hyper. But we have Stinky Pete's bed on it because he comes in here too. So, but you can see here with the wall, so as I get over here to the rower, as it drops down. So if I went another 2 feet on my eave height, it would have been a lot better for me.
Yeah.
But that's why we put the rowers over here, because I can still get in the rower and not hit the wall. All LED lighting, and we got our kettlebells up here. I don't even know what they call these things, these weighted balls, but you know, if we're doing abs and things like that. Medicine balls. Yeah, medicine balls. You guys may have heard it in the downstairs or up here. We have dehumidifiers that are in each unit, and we have them, we don't have to drain them. I have them plumbed to where they constantly just go outside.
Oh, nice.
So they can run 24/7, because the shop gets humid out here.
Right.
And this, with the climate control and the dehumidifiers, nothing in here will rust.
Nice.
So it takes care of the equipment as well, and it keeps the humidity level down.
Absolutely.
The windows are the double pane insulated. We wanted to do this just to, you know, it adds character to the space instead of it seems so closed off, you know.
Yeah.
And then I just think it's neat because then you can look out and, you know, see the stuff below and be reminded of like how it's all possible, and you know, and I don't know, it's just neat. I mean, it's not like a view of the beach or something, but it's my beach.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
So another little thing is I don't like wasted space. Okay, so we had a space above the utility room downstairs, and it would have been really weird to have this window and just to look out at just like the top of rafters or something from a room. So the contractor said, well, we can finish it. And I said, well, let's just make it an extension of the gym. And sure enough, this is called a 2-4 door. Okay, so it's like a little baby door. But they were able to fit this tiny little door in. And this takes you out onto the balcony. There's some spider webs to watch out. I haven't been out here in a while. But this is the balcony. And we've got a bench out here and this little max climber thing. I need to come out here with a vacuum cleaner, it looks like. But this is just this is just an extension of the gym. And my mindset out here was, and honestly, we've had the gym 3 years now, 2-3 years now. We always have ideas, but they don't always come true. And I was like, oh, this would be a great space to, like, you know, work out, or you lift weights if it's hot, if it's cold. And I can count on like one hand how many times I've done that. So it hasn't come true yet. But in the event that we need to expand, or which I don't see why we would, we have the space to do so. So this room could actually be, you know, or this space could actually be framed in, you know, and because I did the floor joist the same. So the tiny little space that we're standing above is double on 16 as well. So this little space will actually hold the weight too.
And you can tell it's well built.
Yeah.
Like there's no flex, there's no movement.
It's solid.
It's solid.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the balcony. So not the mezzanine, because and I guess the way it is, like a mezzanine, there's nothing really under it. It's kind of like a space above nothing else. I don't know. You can Google it. Don't hold me to it. But then
I'm sure everybody will tell us.
They will, yeah. In the comments. But then this is a balcony. There's a room below it. So
very cool.
Really, I don't know. This used to be where Savannah is standing. Used to be my favorite view of the shop, because you could stand in that corner and look out and see everything. But I needed some shelves, so I put a big 8-foot tall pallet rack in, and it kind of affected the view of seeing out over the shop. But
yeah, that rack's got to go.
Yeah, I just got to get rid of it.
Yep.
So, but I did 8 foot because that's as high as my Grandel 4760 would lift with pallet forks on it. So I can put stuff on top of that. Obviously, if I had a forklift, I could go much higher.
Right.
But I don't, and I'm not going to get one. So that the tractor will actually reach to the top of that pallet rack. which if I wouldn't have had that, I mean, all that crap would have been on the floor somewhere. So, but that's the space. And yeah, I mean, if you've got any questions, I don't know what else you guys want to see. But if you got any questions,
I think
let them know down below.
I don't think we could spend we could spend a week here and cover everything in detail, but I think that's a pretty good overview of the updates.
Yeah.
From the original video to where you're at now, the transition from Mitchell's Lawn Care to Mythgo. I mean, I think we nailed it in this video and showed everything, and then a lot of your personal touches as well here with you and Hannah and everything that you guys like. And yeah, I think it was an awesome video. I think there's a ton to unpack here. I'm gonna have a lot of fun editing this one because this is a long video. I don't know, where are we at, Savannah?
Almost an hour.
We're almost at an hour.
It's not like y'all.
No.
You don't do hour videos.
I might have to do this in 2 parts. We'll see. I don't know yet. But hey, Mitchell, thank you so much.
It's always
Appreciate
a pleasure,
you, man.
buddy.
It's always a pleasure. And yeah, probably see you in another 3 years. No, I'm just kidding. We'll see you probably at Equip in a couple months,
weeks,
huh?
Yeah, or yeah, a few months, I guess. I'll say a few weeks, but a few months at Equip.
Yeah.
So, and if you're watching, come to Equip. It's a good
Absolutely.
time. So we always have a great time there.
Yep. You got a discount code you want to throw out there?
It's Mythgo, but
Mythgo?
it is what it is. I
There
don't
you go.
compete with you guys.
You're not competing with dude, I don't care whose code you use. Save some money.
Just
be
save
smart
some
about
money
it. Yeah.
and get there.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to make or break either one of us. So.
No, I'm okay. But I do want to say something. So if you are watching and you are coming to Equip, there's a bunch of stuff that goes on outside of the actual show, okay? And every single year, I do the little annual meet and greet at Merle's Whiskey Kitchen. So you guys have come, been gracious to show up and say hello. But on Tuesday night, October 15th this year, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Merle's Whiskey Kitchen, downtown Louisville. You can Google the address. We're going to be having a little meet and greet, okay? It's going to be sponsored by Jobber, the folks that I use for CRM software. Great group of people to work with, but they're kind enough to sponsor the event for the 3rd year in the road.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 3rd year in the road. And we're going to have a catered meal for the first 100 people that show up.
Nice.
Okay. So of those 100 people, you will also get a drink ticket. So you can get an adult beverage, all right, of your choosing. If you show up after the food's gone, sorry, but you can still order from the menu. But we do it every single year. So this is it would have been the 7th if it weren't for what.
Yeah.
But the 6th year that we've done the meet and greet. But that's at Merle's Whiskey Kitchen, Tuesday, October 15th. So I'd love to see you guys there.
Absolutely.
And also, what else? On Facebook, there's the Road to Equip.
Used to be the GIE.
Road to Equip Facebook group. I think there's close to 3,000 people in that group now. I don't even know if y'all are on there, but
yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a great hub of information.
Things to do.
Yeah, because everybody posts there. There's other events going on. Cornell Mac's doing something. Naylor Taliaferro always does multiple things.
Yep.
You guys can plug your stuff in there, obviously. But, check out that Facebook group.
For sure. There's or ask somebody in the community. A ton of folks out there have different things. I want to say real quick, shout out to the companies that support influencers,
100%.
sort of say, the Kubotas, the Jobbers, because a lot of this extra stuff you're not able to do without that support and that help.
Yep.
And it makes it possible. So big shout out to everybody, supporting, whether it's Mitchell or us here or any of the other guys or gals out in the industry. It's truly awesome. We don't take it for granted, and it's a lot of hard work. So we appreciate all of you as well for, supporting us. Been working out a little bit.
I was admiring it. Sean's been working out. I was just sitting here. I was like, man, my dude got some biceps.
What's crazy?
I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you, Mitchell. Last night we were at dinner. We went to a Japanese hibachi steakhouse, and I just finished up phase 1 of 75 Hard. And there was a young guy there. He's 27. We ended up talking a lot and everything. And he looks at me. He's like, dude. He's like, you're jacked, bro. He's like, you've been lifting a lot, huh? And I'm like, I appreciate that, dude. For me, that's something that I was, I've always battled my weight my whole life. So for somebody to notice the hard work that you don't see every single day, which Savannah, and the kids and stuff, they supported me. But it was nice for somebody else to be like, dude, you can tell you're putting into work. So it's an everyday battle.
That's why I gave you a little squeeze.
Yeah. He's buttering me up.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Follow Mitchell, everything he's doing. Thanks for watching, sticking with us. This was a long one, and a lot of fun.
See ya.